fuck the Patriots. I hope so.
Why wouldn't they be able to hear us? Oh, well, last time Kornfeld did it, and he made sure that nobody could hear what we were saying. My mic is not the best, so it could be.
Does your phone not work if it's not on speaker?
It does, but I can barely hear.
Dude,
when Vinny called you and I was at the roulette table,
terrible.
It just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
For months, I was taking support calls, and I was talking to drivers, and I'd just be like, "What's your medallion number?" And I would just be like, and I was just like, "I can't hear you."
I think I got chocolate in it or something in the earpiece.
You got chocolate in it?
There was like some.
It's on the phone.
It was like melted chocolate, something like that. You know.
Richard creates chocolate in his ears.
No, I was like I think I was at a restaurant. And
yeah, that's clearly the more logical.
I just looked and I was like, oh,
my
chocolate.
phone's in the cake.
Yeah, that's not my fork. It's my phone. Fuck. Now my earpiece doesn't work. All right, let's get into the memo aspect.
Oh, we're doing a podcast?
Yeah, I kind of forgot. I just wanted to talk about my chocolate phone. All right. Where's my camera? My camera's over here now. So, hello, friends, fans, whatever you are. We're happy to welcome you back to another episode.
Reddit critics?
Yeah, Reddit critics who like to tell us we suck.
All you Texans fans out there, we showed you.
Yeah. We got another episode of the memo. I think we're on episode 11. So we or
whatever
10.
it is.
This might be 10. Which would be a milestone.
It's been
This
too.
is 10?
Congratulations on the 10th episode.
10th episode.
That's 10 episodes.
Good job. Yeah. Probably be done soon. So you know who you have here. You got me, Richard Lyons, and then Alex Masados and Matthew Brodsky. And behind the scenes, we got Mike Villani and Spencer McFarland today. So they got a lot of work ahead of them with making sure these cameras are running. All right, so we just passed Wild Card Weekend. It's now the Monday after Wild Card Weekend, so we'll talk a lot about that. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought it was entertaining, but not really any standout great games, in my opinion. But
they were close games.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good.
Except for really the Colts game, I guess.
Except for the Colts game, yeah. But the result was in doubt for a couple of them, which I guess that's what I look for.
I thought the Chargers-Ravens game was good. The
it ended up being
Bears-Eagles
good.
game was good, but none of us saw it. So
yeah, we were all on the road. Yeah. As you can see, we
made sure
we hit Atlantic City.
That's pretty much how the weekend went for us too.
Yeah, dropping it all. But yeah.
But no, the Chargers-Ravens game wasn't like great football, but I think there were a lot of good storylines in there that made the game kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
To see how things were playing out.
I
was satisfied.
No,
with
I
the
definitely, especially in the fourth. I mean,
yeah,
definitely turned up.
I thought it was just it showed that games can be entertaining without being 54 to 51.
Yeah, that's true. That's
very true.
It was still a good weekend. I mean, playoff football.
It also kind of showed
There's just something about like a cold weather playoff game where like the defenses are just going.
Care about
at
the
it.
weather.
It's cool.
You're not there.
It also kind
No,
Oh,
but
they
like,
look cold.
when it's hot, they're all just slinging it 80 yards.
Yeah, that's true.
We also kind of got our answer to our question about defense winning championships with the Bears and Ravens both losing in the first round. Interesting.
We'll
Maybe
see.
Who's your best defense left?
Dallas, maybe.
Dallas, Philly.
The Saints have a pretty good
Chargers.
defense. The Rams should have a good defense, but
They got the names for it, but they're disappointing.
But yeah, so we'll talk about those games, and then obviously we'll talk about the upcoming week. We were thinking about maybe just skipping to the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship, but thought that might be difficult. But before we get into the games, just wanted a little Jets update. They interviewed Cliff Kingsbury today, and they're interviewing Todd Monken tomorrow, I believe. I don't know what happened with Kingsbury. They denied the interview,
He
USC,
quit.
and then he resigned. That's official.
Yeah, he resigned.
He
from
must
USC.
be. I mean, he'll at least get an offensive coordinator job in the NFL. No,
He'll probably get a head coach.
if he doesn't get a head coaching, he'll at least get an OC.
It's really
But yeah.
ridiculous of USC to do that.
To deny it, it
Why?
was.
They want to keep their coach.
That's poor taste. You're not
But-
supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's career advancement. Let him go interview. Now they lost him anyway,
Yeah,
so they could have had a chance to keep him. You're supposed to just let your guys go interview.
also
That's not
on the
right.
K show today, they made a good point. Like
Wow.
all the time, the head coaches will leave just like that on college teams.
Yeah.
But you're gonna make your offensive coordinator stay.
Yeah.
can't.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe I'm
They
wrong.
lost him.
Yeah. But yeah, those are 2 hot candidates. I don't know about Kingsbury. Seems a little risky, but we'll see. But yeah, that's a little Jets update.
It's kind of weird how the favorites get, like, the candidates just get, like, determined, and then everybody wants them.
Yeah,
like,
it's
nobody's just, like, out on their own doing their own
It's like
thing.
they're trending.
Yeah, they're literally trending. It's weird.
Well, that's
all of a
why
sudden this guy Kingsbury who knew about this guy a month ago?
I feel like the under the radar guys are honestly the ones who end up being the most successful.
Touchdown.
Clemson with a touchdown, take the
What's
lead.
it, 14-0? Yeah, the Natty Chips on right
14-7.
now. 14-7. Oh yeah, Tua threw a nice TD. But all right. So yeah, that's the Jets. A little update there, and we'll do a little recap of what happened this past Wild Card weekend, and we'll start with the first game that happened. We had the Colts and the Texans.
Yep, the worst game of the weekend, as we all kind of predicted. That it's just AFC South teams just giving you bad football.
Boring.
Was it bad
Boring
football though?
It was on the Texans part.
On the
It was
Texans.
bad football. The Colts
that
did
was
their thing. They scored 3 touchdowns on like their first 3 possessions almost.
And then didn't do anything.
They didn't
It
do
was
anything.
a real disappointing performance for the Texans.
Yes.
You know, you thought that this might be the year, like it's the Watson era. They might finally take that step forward and stop being just a stepping stone for these other playoff teams, and they just completely fell flat on their faces. And the Colts pretty much dominated them in every aspect of the game, which was really surprising to me. I picked the Texans, so that really surprised me.
Yeah, and I'm personally offended by this performance that they put together. I was against the Texans all season long. I don't know what it was that made me finally pick them in the first round, because I knew that this was going to happen, and I fell for the Watson new team, different team kind of situation, and they proved to be the same exact thing, and it's Bill O'Brien's fault. Every year, this team
Filani is
is
strangling himself off camera.
It's one of the first games of the playoffs. They drop an egg against a team who they probably should have beaten or could compete with, and it's not even close. Year after year, it's the same thing. It's like Bill O'Brien just doesn't know how to coach big games, and I'm a victim of them this season. I fell for it.
I'm almost the opposite of you. I
should have picked the Colts.
Yeah, I was on the train, the Texans train, a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
But I just once they had the Colts, I just always thought the Colts were the superior team, especially O-line, man, dominate the trenches. They pretty much handled Clowney and Watt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do, neutralize the pass rushers. But yeah, I thought it was a good game. Luck did his thing.
Colts defense
really
stepped up.
Yeah, it did. They've been stepping up a lot. They're like
good.
underratedly pretty good.
Yeah.
They don't really have, besides Darius Leonard, right? I mean, but he's a rookie. There's not many standout guys. I mean, Hooker.
Could we slow down with this Darius Leonard guy?
You don't like him?
How much do we?
He gets tackles.
Yeah,
on.
no,
7
I said
sacks.
the same thing.
He gets tackles.
7
all right.
sacks.
He's up there in tackles for loss for
He's
linebackers.
not like a superstar yet.
No, but
He
I
just-
mean,
he's
he's
a
really
fucking
made the
player.
defense
Stat
better.
compiler.
How old is he? 21, 22
He's a rookie.
years old?
Yeah, he's a rookie. He had a good season.
I'm sure he'll be
compiler.
fine.
What do you want him to not?
That's a
be?
bad thing?
Tackles. What are tackles? Everybody tackles
What's
people.
wrong with that?
No, I do
Yeah,
think it's
but-
an overrated stats, but then you look at the tackles for loss, and they're there. The sacks are there. He's clearly a good player.
All right, we're gonna no more live stream. We can't spoil everything for the live audience, so we're gonna cut that off. If you watched, were you trying to cut it off by doing this? Did you end it?
Might have been done a long time ago.
Okay.
We peaked at 13 viewers, guys.
Really?
Oh, pretty good.
Can I see it?
I'm proud of
Sorry, if you're listening right now. Just handling
Yeah.
something real quick.
That defense stepped up.
There's
Watts,
one defensive rookie of the year. And it's
Okay.
not Darius
Didn't
Leonard.
he make?
That
I'm
doesn't
wearing
mean
his jersey. Derwin James.
there can't be two good defensive rookies.
There can be.
Can't believe this kid.
But
Such a hater.
Yeah.
it. I just wanted to be in the episode.
I'm a hater. What? Okay, cool. Get tackles.
Okay.
Didn't he? Isn't he
Let's
on an
get
All-Pro
sacks,
team?
too.
Leonard?
I don't know. He didn't make the Pro Bowl.
I'm pretty sure
That's
he
stupid.
made an All-Pro team.
What does that tell you?
This Pro
Got
Bowl doesn't
snubbed.
matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pro
first
there
team
there are guys
All-Pro,
on the
him and
first
Quentin
team
Nelson.
All-Pro team that aren't in the Pro Bowl.
First team All-Pro.
Darius Leonard.
Good for him.
And Quentin Nelson, yeah.
You know who else
And
is?
Derwin James.
Yep.
So he's not on the level of Derwin James.
Oh, that's
All right.
obvious.
Derwin James is good, man. Nobody's just because Leonard is good, that
Matt's-
doesn't make Derwin
You're
James
just
bad.
like the
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Bronco fans that don't want
Yep.
Khalil Mack to be good because they have Von Miller.
Exactly what it
Steamy
is.
timeout.
Recite your prayer.
Talk about how Hopkins did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? He he did nothing. No, but what's funny? Didn't he drop the first pass that was thrown to him? He didn't have a drop all year.
It was
And
like kind of bullshit though.
Hit him in the hands.
Did it count as a drop? What was the
Yeah,
official?
it was a tough play.
It was officially stat.
Yeah, it hit him in
drop.
the hands.
I don't know where the stat for that would be found.
That's
Probably
usually
on
your
some
job.
website
To
you
find
have
out
to
who dropped
subscribe
what
to.
passes.
I saw it happen. I don't know like how you. I don't know what a drop is
It was a bad
quantified
throw.
as. What is like a drop? Like
Richard,
When you drop the ball,
okay, but like if you it hits you in the hands, like hits you in the fingertips.
it's probably just a
Okay.
judgment call.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't know what the official ruling.
I feel
was.
like that one would be a drop, but I don't know anything. So
You said that a couple times today.
Yeah, so let's not get too off track on Hopkins and drops here, but yeah, I mean,
Bust open the rule book.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
we have to call someone in and make this official.
pass it over.
But yeah, I mean, I wanted the Colts to win. They won. Wasn't a great game, aside from their first.
Let's talk about the
few
Colts.
touchdowns.
They have a chance to make it here. They have a chance to make the run.
I think they have a chance. They have the
I think they do
quarterback.
too.
The head coach seems to be doing the right things. Their offensive line is great. Their D line's playing great. The team's playing together, and they're hot right now. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
Being hot.
I mean, I'm not gonna pick them just because I locked in the Chiefs as my AFC team for the Super Bowl, but I'm a little worried about that one.
It's definitely a good match for the Colts. Definitely their
It'll be a
offense.
shootout for sure.
Probably luck will
They can
probably
shoot
have
it
a
out
great
with
day.
the Chiefs for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the Colts are gonna stop the Chiefs' offense or anything, but definitely gonna stay in the game.
It's gonna come down
There's,
to like one stop.
Unless something like the Chiefs' defense just plays lights out and the Colts completely
won't happen.
shit the bed. But yeah, I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, we'll get more into that matchup a little later. But that was the first wild card matchup, and then you had
You wouldn't even believe the description of what a drop is in the rule book.
is it some crazy
What is
shit?
There's also, first of all, there's no news on Hopkins having a drop. Like I couldn't find anything, so I guess
Okay.
it didn't count. But the ruling is an incomplete pass where the receiver should have caught the pass with ordinary effort.
Maybe it just
That's a
means like
fine.
That's very black and white.
maybe it means there's no defender possibly causing
Why wouldn't it say that though?
ordinary. I
Oh,
don't
he
know.
should have caught it.
Should have caught it.
It
Ordinary
basically means
effort.
he should have caught the ball and he didn't.
Ordinary effort.
You
You don't
tell,
think that can cause like a gray line?
Who cares?
you can tell when
It's not like the
someone-
game is decided by how many drops a team has.
That could be a factor.
No.
It's a
Drops?
factor. It's not
I mean,
like
it's not going to be decided.
There's
but-
no like ruling that has to be made on if it was a drop or not that affects the game.
it's like an error like in baseball. Like who cares?
Yeah,
if they
it's
get
not. It's
one?
No,
not a
those matter
stat
more
for
than-
the game.
No, I
Not
know.
like
I'm just
turnover.
saying like that's ridiculous.
You know what a normal catch is.
It hit him in the hands.
If you're running,
I think he
drop.
should have caught it.
It was a drop.
With-
I think it was a drop.
It wasn't. I guess it wouldn't be ordinary effort.
Yeah, maybe they just mean like a nice stop. Just
It's very
it
subjective.
has to be a stop.
It's very subjective.
Let's get Richard up there to explain
me
the
to-
rule to
You
them.
want me to
He
set up a
he
whole?
went- he didn't go like this.
We're getting our little turf field built in the back over here off camera for the future when we can do examples. Yeah, that,
live action.
yeah. So that was the first wild card game, and then
Bill O'Brien should be fired. I'm gonna say
think
that.
so?
I think so.
I think give him another year with
Yeah, give him
Watson.
another year.
Gonna turn into. You gonna turn this guy into Marvin Lewis?
You don't know. I mean,
Marvin Lewis
Watson's
coached for 15 years.
Watson
How many
didn't play
chances is he
well
gonna get?
in his first playoff game ever. Like
Yeah,
young
relax.
quarterback, like he
Just a
can
game
improve.
plan.
He had the
Did it?
yips.
What? Did Watson play bad?
Didn't
He
play
scored
great.
7 points, so he couldn't have played that well.
He didn't look that great. I mean, the offense in general, their offensive line, they need to.
You need to go look it up. Clearly didn't play well.
Watson didn't do very well.
That's
You-
that's like
29 for 49 for 235.
that's a lot of completions and not a lot of yards.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
A
attempts.
lot of
Incompletions.
attempts.
A lot of incompletions.
50 attempt, almost 50 attempts.
ran
so
for 76.
yards.
I'm just saying, like Bill O'Brien. We've seen it. It's becoming a trend with this guy. Big games.
All right, maybe.
So
Keep
then,
your eye on
I
Uh,
don't think they're gonna do it. So
No, they're definitely not going to fire him. But
you see his chin with the fucking dimple.
yeah, he's always looked like that. Did you
Think
just
that guy
notice
will
him?
Ever win a Super Bowl with that chin?
what do you got under there? What do you got under that beard, Matt? How's your chin?
No, it's nothing like that. He's got a triangle in his chin. Yeah.
You want a picture of it?
And like, yeah, like when you're putting this together,
It
I'll put it on the
comes
screen.
up in the search results. Bill O'Brien chin.
It's before
Really?
his contract.
Comes up in the search. Let me see what picture you got up there.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Oh.
That is.
What?
Go up.
You're a millionaire.
view.
Just go get it fixed.
That's a good view.
Oh,
That's real bad.
got a butthole on his
He
chin.
literally has a
That's
butt
terrible.
chin.
You think he poops out of it?
You know what? Screw the rest of the stuff. Let's
Yeah,
let's try and find out about
honestly.
Bill O'Brien's chin and what causes
You
such.
cannot keep this guy employed.
Really unfortunate.
Wow.
Players are supposed to take him seriously when he's looking like that.
Yeah, right. You're gonna listen to his game plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to listen. Be distracted. So let's
All
move on to some
Seahawks,
better-looking
Cowboys.
coaches.
Pete
With,
Carroll, good-looking guy.
Pete Carroll,
funny.
Jason Garrett.
Oh,
Jason Garrett's a dweeb.
definitely two of the better-looking coaches in the league.
Yeah, you could tell Pete Carroll was handsome when he was young.
Yes, he
He's
was.
still handsome.
Yeah,
He's
no, he's still
got the
handsome.
swag.
Yeah,
Jason
you know,
Garrett's a
chewing that
nerd
gum.
and a half.
Yeah, Jason Garrett's kind of a pinhead.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but his team won, so
He's got nice eyes.
he's a winning pinhead at least. Yeah, he does have nice eyes.
Let's reel this back in, please, please.
No, Seahawks,
All right.
Cowboys.
Cowboys got the win, and
What do
this,
you
Disappointing.
this sets up Matt's prediction from a few weeks ago. He's picking the Cowboys over the Rams, right?
Yeah, I was. It was part of me that said that like facetiously, like with the whole all in on the Cowboys train. But
Now you got to do it.
I'm bought in. I do like the Cowboys. I think it was a really
team.
good game, Seattle and Dallas. Most people expected it to be pretty close. Good game. Interesting, the whole situation at the end when Janikowski was hurt, so like, they couldn't kick field goals or extra points.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank God.
Save me $25.
On your end. But no, Dallas shows, man, they can play with any team. With a defense like that, they got guys all over the field making plays. Dak Prescott doing just enough to keep them afloat, making good plays too. That run in the red zone on third down, when he like right up the middle, third
yeah,
and
that
14
was
to
great.
get that first great play. Heading into L.A. next week, it's going to be a good game. We'll get to the predictions later, but I'm still really impressed with how Dallas is playing.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. I think the Cowboys have a chance to shake things up in the NFC, and they beat a good Seahawks team. It was a close game,
Yeah.
but
They beat the team with the best player on
Yeah.
the field.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett.
true,
That guy's about to be a superstar.
Yeah, he's good. He had 120 yards.
good player.
But yeah, it was a pretty good game. That was a good game by Dak. You know, I've been a doubter. He's proven me wrong. I like it though. You like to see it.
I like to see the honesty.
Yeah. No, you know. I just want to comment. Just looked at the comments in our live stream, and someone said Kevin Knox over LeBron. So do you guys agree with that?
Who said that?
Yes,
It was
that's
just
100% true.
I don't recognize the name. It might have just
Okay.
been a fan that we don't know personally. Anthony Krasnowski. You guys know an Anthony Krasnowski?
I have no idea who that is.
That's John Krasinski.
Zeke Elliott, 137 yards and a touchdown.
You expect anything less?
I didn't know that he played that well. Oh yeah, didn't he have like 100 yards in the first half out of nowhere?
He definitely played well.
I remember hearing that. And I was like, wait, what?
You
'Cause
didn't
we were-
expect that out of the league leader.
No,
in rushing
not
yards?
that. I didn't know that he had that. So like I was surprised to see that.
Wilson.
Yeah, I was saying last week, this isn't the same old Seahawks defense. You could,
No,
you could
not
run
at
on
all.
this team. You could throw on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Took advantage. Cooper had a good game.
Yeah.
Number 30,
Yeah, and I picked the Seahawks because,
Bradley
What?
McDougald, number 30 on Seattle.
oh my God, that guy's the worst player I've ever seen. Forgot about that.
They were targeting him up and down the field.
Yeah,
He had a bad game.
but
McDougal.
He missed a
Dak?
tackle on Dak on that third down.
Yes, that was.
I think you got to start considering Dak to be one of those upper tier quarterbacks. Gets playoff
Upper
victories.
middle tier, maybe?
This is his first playoff win.
Yeah.
Didn't they play in the NFC Championship?
No. They,
They
lost
lost
to the
the
Packers in
Packers.
the first round after they had a bye.
Oh, that was the first round.
Yes.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah, that's his first playoff win, but it's still a good win
Oh.
against a team and that's won the Super Bowl in recent years.
No, definitely. And I just wanted to point that out. That was his first. I agree with you with the upper tier Dak thing. Like he's
What do you
he's
mean,
playing
like-
well.
Top 15.
Like
I would
He's-
agree with that.
He's a franchise quarterback.
top 15 for sure. and it looks like he's getting better
Yeah,
as the years goes on. So
He's got that it factor.
yeah, he's still young.
What I think it really shows is that when you put a good offensive line in front of
They missed
a
it.
young quarterback, it just allows them to develop
If
at
you
a
can-
faster rate. Like if they give them time to throw and like they're not getting
all
sacked and
about-
running around every play, like
and if he can,
It's
if he
all
can,
about the system around
Yeah.
a rookie quarterback.
if he can develop as a passer, he might be that next like Russell Wilson type, where he's
where
in that way.
yeah, he's done. I mean, he's looking good so far. But yeah, that was Seahawks Cowboys. You guys are good. Every episode,
just
Matt
sneeze
tries
and
to
smash your
smash the
face?
equement, so we have to, so we can stop making the
I just
memo.
like innocently coughed. It wasn't even a sneeze.
The stands are pretty trash.
The whole thing collapsed.
But
The amount of times I've knocked this stupid thing over.
yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So that was Dallas and Seattle. You guys don't have anything else to say about that one?
Can I charge my phone?
Yeah.
Are you having easy yet?
No, I'm not. And then, all right, this is the big one that I'm sure Matt's been itching to talk about. Eagles Bears.
I so knew you were gonna say that.
Chargers Ravens. Matt's Chargers got a big
Oh,
win.
man, what a game!
It was a good game.
And just
What- Sorry.
what were you gonna say?
I was going to say it wasn't looking like it was going to be, but it was.
I'm
I thought
saying
it was a good game from the start.
I'm saying it was a good game just because I'm a Chargers fan and that was like perfect. It wasn't like a competitive football game really.
Yeah.
But well, there was doubt in the first half when it was 12-0 at halftime because they got 4 field goals. I guess it was still a game. But really, what this comes down to, and I've said this all day long, I've been annoying the fuck out of you guys, but the game plan was just 100% perfectly drawn up from start to finish.
Yeah.
With how to handle Lamar Jackson. Obviously, everybody knows now with like the 7 defensive backs on the field the whole game, just quick, fast, athletic guys to keep the run game
Does
in
everyone
check.
know that?
Well, it was like
It got
came
kind of
out.
popular, but so like the Chargers,
Yeah, explain it.
so they ran 7 defensive backs on the field for 58 of 59 of their defensive plays, which is by far like the most any team had done that in one game was 7 snaps in one game, and they did it for every snap except 1.
7 is a lot. Like a
Yes.
nickel
7
defense is
D-backs
5.
a lot.
Normally it's 4. Nickel defense is 5, which is like the more popular defense now. So 2x
They just had
They
3
had, like,
down
no
linebackers.
linebackers
They
on the
basically
field?
had no.
They
no
put
linebackers.
they put safeties as linebackers so that they can spy on Lamar. and
what,
they-
like not Darius, Derwin, sorry.
Derwin James played a lot of linebacker. Adrian Phillips played a lot of linebacker, and it just showed like their roster can do that. They have 7 D-backs that can start, and like they're so versatile. And they just spied Lamar Jackson. They dared him to throw the ball, which he obviously couldn't do for 3 quarters. 3 for
Like
9
3
for
in a
25.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. With the fourth quarter, I don't know what the hell
He
happened.
didn't pass 40 yards until like the fourth, sometime in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was 3 for 9 for 25 yards after 3 quarters, and it showed because they had played the Ravens 2 weeks ago. They saw what Lamar was all about, and they just Gus Bradley and Anthony Lynn, they just conducted a perfect game plan, and it worked. And like Lamar now people know that what Lamar's about. He's gonna have to figure that out how to
Oh,
Ball
absolutely.
break
security.
that.
He's got to hold
Man, like
2
you-
hands.
But
on
I
the ball.
couldn't have asked for more for the Chargers. And before I'm going to let you guys go because I know I'm talking a lot. But on the offensive side of the ball, just doing just enough to with the Ravens offense, with the Ravens defense, you don't want to like force turnovers, let them give any chance to stay in the game.
Checkdowns were fine.
So just run the ball, check down small plays. Rivers had like 160 yards, but they were just putting up points on every possession and just making it that much harder and harder for Lamar to come back.
They
which I
kind
thought
of
was
beat the
great.
Ravens at their own game, which
They-
was
They did. I'm interested. I don't know the time of possession, but
The Chargers had they 33 minutes and 40 seconds to 26 minutes and 20 seconds. So they
Definitely.
basically beat them at their own
definitely.
their own game. That's weird. I was in the process of typing it up before you said that.
Yeah.
And going back to the Ravens, like, I think Lamar Jackson has the chance to be good, but, like, that was his first big test. Obviously didn't pass. And now, like Matt said earlier today, you guys don't know this, but Matt said this earlier today, this is going to be the blueprint to beat Lamar Jackson now. So every team was watching this game. Every team knows. And until he figures out how to beat this type of defensive game plan, that's what he's going to see. And I don't know how to feel about him. It's just like he looks not confident back there. He doesn't look like he's in control of the offense.
Their offensive line isn't that good.
No, it's not. But like
Passing line, like
just from like a demeanor perspective, like he's not like hurrying guys to the ball. Like he just looks like afraid.
That was something
That's
I noticed.
Totally understandable. He's the youngest quarterback to ever start in a playoff game. But that's something that's going to need to change if he wants to become a successful NFL quarterback. But I think they should have went to Flacco in this one. I mean, Lamar brought them back a little bit, but when it was 23-3 with 9-10 minutes left in the game,
I mean,
it looked like they had no chance.
It's almost like any quarterback who was playing that bad should have probably been replaced. Like it's not even just.
And it's no knock
That's
on
true.
him.
Yeah, not at all.
That's a good point. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing that happened with like Tyrod Taylor with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's performing at that, especially in like a
And
win or go home game.
And I'm just going to acknowledge that I've been saying for weeks now that they need to stick with Lamar. But when it came down to you have 10 minutes left in your season and this is your chance, win or go home, you got to.
And they had a chance.
Yeah.
They did have a chance. And this is also my whole thing with Lamar Jackson. I've been very critical of him and I've been harsh on and off camera about him. Of course, he's super, super young. He can improve. If he can throw, that's fine. I personally don't see it happening, but I'm not going to rule out that he's like never going to be good. My entire thing was that he's not ready yet. And I said when it comes down to it and they're losing and they need somebody to bring them back into the game, he's not ready to do that. And that's what happened.
Obviously, in hindsight, it seems that way. But I also do believe that had they not gone to him at that point, I don't think they would have even made the playoffs. I think they needed that spark at that time, and then
that's possible.
And then, but they definitely needed to go to Flacco in that game. And
Harbaugh's decision not to go to Flacco,
questionable.
They're basically they gave up on the game.
Yeah,
and they said
almost.
This is for the future. We're not, we're done with Flacco. Lamar's the quarterback. They're just making a statement.
Yeah, pretty
giving
much.
him some confidence, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good game. And ended up being a good game in my opinion. I didn't think the beginning was that great with only field goals going around.
Yeah.
But I picked the Chargers to win. So
yep.
What happened, I expected. You guys said everything to say about Lamar. He just gotta get with a quarterback coach. I'm sure he's being told this. Work on two hands on the ball, and his mechanics, his like footwork, everything is all over the place.
I'm sure that game would have been a lot different if he just didn't fumble the ball. How many times? 3 times?
That last one wasn't even really ball security. He was already in the throwing motion, and who was
great
that?
play. Chana Nwosu.
Yeah.
Their second round pick this year.
Yeah, he great play, just came in, just hit it. But he runs around with the ball out here. You can't do that.
That's the thing. Like, their defense was just on point.
Yeah.
Like, Bosa and Ingram were getting after him on every play. But Bosa said in the post game, he was like, I need rest. Like, I'm absolutely exhausted. Like, chasing Lamar Jackson around all day.
Yeah, that probably sucks.
Yeah, he was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not very hype right now. I'm just dead tired.
Yeah, I think the Ravens, I think they should definitely improve the O-line in front of him a little bit. I feel like teams with a mobile quarterback, they always feel like they don't need to improve the O-line. I think it's the opposite. Give them time so that when it eventually does break down just from naturally blocking too long, then they'll make that extra.
There'll be a lot more space.
Exactly.
There'll be a lot more space, too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good win by the Chargers against a team that they lost to a few weeks ago. And then we have the last game, which ended up being probably the most exciting game. And I was so wrong. I said last week that the Bears would dominate the Eagles, that Nick Foles had no more magic, and that the Eagles were done. And he throws a game-winning touchdown on 4th down to win the game.
So,
but
we obviously we were traveling back from Atlantic City after the Charger game, so we didn't catch this. I watched a little bit of it on and off in the car. I caught the game-winning drive by Foles. But and I'm all in on Foles as far as like having that it factor. I don't think like he didn't play that great of a game. Like, let's be honest.
No.
The thing is with Foles is the fact that it's a playoff game, it doesn't matter to him. He just treats it like it's every other game. You hear his comments after the game. He's like, "Yeah, I was just trying to stay consistent." The pressure doesn't get to him, which is huge, because it's a lot of players get all caught up in the moment. They get emotional and they end up playing worse. He just keeps it consistent, and he's not that
He
good,
just-
but he just continues to play the way he should.
That's a good
He
point.
has nothing to lose. That's what it is.
That's
Doesn't matter.
true, too.
Well, even last year, he was probably just like, you know what? Like, fuck it. I'm just going to go out there, do my thing. And obviously, they ended up winning. And now, he already won the Super Bowl for them. So he's just like, same thing.
Yeah.
Just go out there. Even if I lose, like,
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. Like, whatever.
he's probably locked into getting a nice contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and listen, the thing with the Bears, like their defense showed up. They played well. They could have done a better job on that last possession, I guess. But it was 16-15. It was a defensive battle. Both defenses showed up. Philly's defense looks like they're coming into their own right now, which could be scary for the Saints. I don't know.
On that the offense put them in a position to win that game.
Yeah, they gave up. Trubisky had like a 40-yard pass to Allen Robinson to put them in field goal range.
Well, Trubisky.
He did okay. He played well. He didn't like fuck up.
No.
I'll say
But he
that.
did what he had to do for the team to win.
Yeah.
He didn't. He's not the reason they lost.
I don't know. Because like you scored, like you're gonna say the kicker is the reason they lost.
I don't think. I mean, it did get
Well,
blocked,
The ball got tipped.
tipped,
So-
not
But,
really
like,
blocked, but
They scored one touchdown on offense. I mean,
that's
he put up 300 yards. He had a
Well,
poor.
there's
completion
blame to
percentage.
go around all over the place.
Yeah, Jordan Howard had a bad game.
I don't like the way the media is covering this at all. Just crucifying Cody Parkey. The ball got tipped.
yeah.
What-
And
what
well,
you-
now everyone's in love with him because he owned up to it. It was like
That was a
"It's
good
my
interview
fault."
that he had.
It was, but like
But I was just watching SportsCenter after the game, and like they would refuse to mention that the ball was tipped. It was just saying,
what?
It
Cody
wasn't
Parkey
known
hit
right
the ball.
away.
of course it was.
Like right after the cover, like during the broadcast, nobody knew it was tipped. I saw like a tweet come out after, like video evidence that it was tipped.
video
Yeah,
evidence.
you think
They don't
you-
have
you think
video
they
They
didn't
had
know?
like, did you see the?
I think
did
they
you
just
see the
they
tip?
just wanted to make it a story.
Did you see the video of the tip though?
Yeah,
It's like zoomed in, super slow mo. Like it's just a little like
they
flick.
knew it was tipped.
It was
couldn't
officially
tell
credited
just by
as a block,
watching it.
though.
Yeah. No, it was totally tipped. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was known at the point. At that point.
You look at the ESPN bottom line, and it's like Parkey misses field goal upright to
NBC was
game-winning
like
field goal.
showing highlights of all his misses throughout the season.
Ridiculous. Like, why do you need to torture the guy like that? And he handled it great. Good for him. I hope he bounces back.
He's probably done in the league. He hit the pipe 7 times this season.
Yeah. And he practices hitting it off the post, which I don't think is good.
What? Like posting in?
He'll practice by kicking it at random tall posts, like light posts.
Why would you ever do that?
Just like trying to hit one post, like working on your accuracy. But that I feel like that just like gets you used to just like shooting for
aiming
the post.
for the post.
Yeah,
But is that something all kickers do?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like that might be a thing. I know like kickers will try to like impress themselves and like hit the crossbar.
Yeah, he'll like post
on
videos
the
of
money.
it.
Quarterbacks throw it at the crossbar. That's cool.
There's plenty of highlights of that now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Low lights.
I saw Jay Feely said it didn't matter that I got tipped. Should have made it. Or something like
Going
that.
against his kicker
What
brethren.
does that mean? Did you hear Chris Canny on on his show today?
No, I didn't hear him.
It was so funny. They had Victor Cruz on, and they were like, Rothenberg asked him like if he has sympathy for him. He's like, yeah, it's like a human being. And then Candy goes, what are you talking about, Victor Cruz? He's like, this is the one job that he has. Kickers are barely even people. He was like, your job
said
is to hit the field goals. Yeah, it's so
That's
funny.
That's messed up.
But they put in work. Come on.
It's his only job.
Got
Wait.
blocked.
Got blocked.
Got skimmed.
All right, it affects it. Hit off the post.
You know what?
When the ball's traveling 43 yards, that changes a lot. Anyway, so
Was it a 43-yarder?
Yes.
That does change a lot. Yeah. So
So my question for you guys is, what do the Eagles do if Foles wins another playoff game or two? Or what? I mean, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna stick with Wentz. I mean, he's their franchise quarterback, but
Foles is a free agent.
it's an interesting dilemma.
It's so like not fair to Foles, but I get it. You know? And I think that this is what would happen if they were to go with Foles. Like if Foles is gonna win the Super Bowl 2 years in a row and then just get cut.
If they won the Super Bowl, then
It would. I
What do you
still
do?
don't
I
even
don't
know.
Yeah, like
Because you like we said, they'd keep Wentz, they'd go with Foles, and then Wentz would just like be filthy somewhere, and Foles would be back to mediocre.
yeah. I don't think he
They
could.
should just pay Foles to retire.
Yes,
Just go.
it's like you
Just stop
did it.
playing. Don't play for anyone else.
I don't think he's capable of putting on a whole great season.
The one wrinkle in this whole thing,
He
though,
has had a great season before.
He had the one.
the one thing that makes this interesting to me, and is why I think you should consider taking Foles, is Wentz's with the injury history.
Mm.
He's super young. He's now missed 2 seasons, 1.5 seasons of his first 3 seasons. Back and leg, like those are things that are like serious injuries.
It's something he was dealing with for a year plus. So
Yeah. And this is something that you have to take into consideration.
He should
But-
have. He should have stayed out even longer than he did.
But then the back injury is not related to the leg.
No, it's not. But it just clearly wasn't 100%.
You gotta
from the
worry
start,
if he's
so.
just like one of those guys where
Injury
he's
prone.
just an injury-prone player. And I don't know
Maybe.
if I even buy into injury proneness.
just unlucky.
A lot of it is just like wrong place,
When
wrong
it's-
time. You think people are just like more prone to injury?
yeah,
Why?
I think it.
it's just like
I think it's your
like
style of
my-
play, maybe.
like my back is prone to injury because I have like
Well,
weak back
that-
muscles.
I was gonna say I feel like if you have a specific recurring injury in the same
But yeah,
spot, then that's
Yes.
injury prone. But if you're just getting injured in different spots, it's just
Yeah.
you're like
Yes.
unlucky. You know,
Yes,
like
yes.
could just get hit a wrong way, and it's just like fuck.
It's also your style of play. I know he likes to, run out of the pocket.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
likes to get the
He
extra
definitely
yard
gets
or
hit.
two. And that's going back to Lamar Jackson. He's got to learn to get out of bounds. Don't take those hits.
he doesn't even slide.
He doesn't even
I
think.
see
every
him
time,
slightly fall to the ground.
every
It's
time on the sideline, he tries to get the extra yard or two. Dude, you weigh 110 pounds. Like, get out of bounds.
what I don't
bro.
get is like, it's everyone when they're watching this, they're saying, "Don't do that." Like, please don't do that. Like, are they not telling him not to do it? I don't understand. Or are they just like,
It's just like an instincts thing, I guess.
if he doesn't improve as a passer, and I know we're going back to the Ravens now, but they should really consider moving him to running back because he's
So
sick
fast.
at running the ball.
So fast.
it's possible? I'm hoping he'll improve as a passer. I don't know, but that
I think he definitely has a. If he doesn't get better as a passer, he definitely can be a good running back in the league.
he could be
Why
some
not?
sort
He's
of
going to
weapon.
fumble every play.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about throwing it.
Yeah, I guess. But he can't be a receiver with those hands.
No.
But maybe he can be a running back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But I don't. So what's the answer? It's got to be Wentz.
I think you got to stick
I mean,
with Wentz.
I don't see them even winning this week, let alone the Super Bowl. But
if
if they
do-
did, 2 in a row, man, I can't even give you an answer to that.
You didn't see them making the playoffs. We didn't see them beating the Bears. I mean, come on. We didn't see them winning the Super Bowl last year. Something
just
something
saying,
going
like-
on over there.
it's BDN, baby.
I don't know. I think at that point, if you won two Super Bowls, you'd have to bring him back. But I mean, Wentz is on the rookie contract still, and Foles is a free agent.
Then what do? You make Wentz your backup?
No, you trade Wentz.
Yeah, they have to trade Wentz.
You can't have 2 quarterbacks with those contracts. They'd both be making what, like 15, 20 mil?
Yeah, it'd be absurd.
Like Wentz's rookie contract, but his second overall pick, it's probably 15.
Yeah, no, it's up there for a quarterback too, because doesn't it change for positions? Like depend. Right. While you're looking that up, we're gonna move on to the predictions. Matt's gonna tell us about Wentz's salary in a second, but the first game this week is gonna be Colts Chiefs. What is he making? You don't look too.
That's like
Nothing.
nothing. $4 million.
Oh, I don't know why. That's like the whole thing. That like having a quarterback on a rookie contract is the gold mine because you can sign every other position.
Yeah.
And then once they get that big deal, that's when you're fucked.
So what's Barkley's contract?
High
big.
as fuck.
Why?
It's
It's
like
big.
top 5 paid
Why?
running back in the league.
Why isn't it like that for every position?
You think it should be the same for every position?
No, why does like a rookie running back get to paid top dollar, but a rookie quarterback doesn't?
probably
It should be
'cause-
it's
proportional.
He got
No,
drafted a
it's
few years
probably
before
because-
too.
And it's probably because a lot of quarterbacks end up not being good. Probably more higher picked running backs probably.
but they're more
have a
valuable
higher
when they are
success rate.
good.
But it's volatility.
Also, he was drafted a few years before, so it could have been different.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colts Chiefs is the next game we got. That's a very interesting one. I think at least. A lot of people
Oh,
might
yeah.
look at it and say, "Oh, the Chiefs will blow them out." But the Colts are Colts are really good.
Yeah.
And Andrew Luck.
I think this is going to be a great game.
So we're moving on to predictions now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to just talk about yourself, maybe.
No.
I'm willing to listen.
Is that the first game?
Yeah, it is. Saturday at 4:35.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Chiefs' offense is absolutely ridiculous, and we talked about how the Colts' defense might be a little underrated, but nobody has really been able to stop the Chiefs this year, so I don't think that matters. And the Chiefs' defense is absolutely terrible, and that Colts' offense is obviously very good. So
Yeah,
I think this is going to turn into a shootout. I think the Colts have a chance to shoot it out with the Chiefs, and I do want to pick the Colts, but I can't, so I'm picking the Chiefs.
I didn't realize I was still in your shot. I was being silly.
What do you mean?
That's fine.
I was being silly.
What a terrible person you are. Yeah, so
I'm sorry.
obviously
It's okay.
what Alex just said, the Chiefs defense, as we all know, is terrible. And the Colts offensive line has been absolutely manhandling great defensive lines. So I don't see them having any problem with this Chiefs defense and their defensive line.
They have that one guy.
D Ford.
No. Jones.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah. Who had remember he got a sack in 10 games in a row?
I don't know.
I need to know this. He's filthy. Something Jones.
Chris?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure their D
got
line is
cut.
their.
No, that's
I'm pretty
had
sure their
15 and a
pass
half
rushes are
sacks.
Not too bad.
And
That's good.
D Ford had 13.
okay.
But, I mean, the Colts just dominated the Texans, who have J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney.
So that's the one strength the Chiefs have is a pass rush.
Yeah, but their secondary is just god-awful.
And it's not like the pass rush has been turning their defense into anything good. They're 31st in the league.
Yeah, so I think when you give a quarterback like Andrew Luck all that time, I think the experience he has and going up against an Andy Reid coach team with a second-year quarterback playing his first playoff game, I don't care how good the team was the entire year. In my opinion, with how hot the Colts are right now and what they've been doing to teams recently, I see them coming out on top. I think I said them as my sleeper last week. I mean, I could see them going to the Super Bowl. I could see them being that surprise team, getting to the Super Bowl. And I really want it to happen, honestly, because after what happened with McDaniels and all that, and getting Frank Reich, it'd just be like a cool story.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Won't happen though.
I mean, my other pick is the Chargers, who I actually did pick to go to the Super Bowl, but I'd like to see the Colts there. But yeah, I think I'm seeing the Colts win this game. There's always that one team that busts out, one of those high seed teams. I think it's the Chiefs.
Rams.
You got something to say? Or you?
I agree with pretty much everything you said, but I'm not allowed to pick them.
No, I get that. You're just allowed to be wrong. That's just what it is. What do you think, Matt?
I was wrong a lot last week, so clean.
We
1 and
all
3.
are just trapped in picks that we don't want to be in anymore.
You gotta stick with them.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll stick with it. Not for this game though. I didn't make any future predictions for either of these teams, but I'm not going to go with anything crazy here. I think the Chiefs are just better. I think, it showed during the regular season. They're just a more high-powered offense. The Colts are hot and cold. They tend to be inconsistent throughout stretches of the games. We saw it that they scored 21 points very early in the game and then didn't do anything the rest of the way.
Good point.
Of course, Houston's defense much better than Kansas City's, but I think Arrowhead is a much, much more hostile environment than Houston, who they're just used to just sucking all the time. But I'm expecting that the Chiefs to at least get one win. I would love for the Colts to win so that the Chargers could actually, come home for the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it happening. I just think the Chiefs are just the superior team.
All right. You both have the Chiefs?
I'm taking the Chiefs. I think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, I think to me, I think it looks like the best game maybe on the playoff schedule. Maybe Pat's Chargers that could really compete. But the other two games that we'll get to
The Old Bowl.
kind of look like the Patriots Chargers.
Yeah.
The Old Bowl. Is that the highest age of quarterbacks playing
It's
against each
gotta
other.
be.
I think it might have been actually last year, McCown versus Brady.
Oh,
That was
Maybe
all
in the
time? I thought you just meant in this.
maybe in the playoffs would it be the
had to have been a Brady Manning bowl.
no?
Yeah.
But now they're even older though. Like when's the last time Manning and Brady played?
I guess Brady was young.
But Rivers is a lot younger than Manning.
What is Rivers? 35, 36, 37?
35, 39.
So a 35, 39. So a 41-year-old Brady and a 37-year-old Rivers, you don't think is up there? Because the last time that Brady and Manning played was, did they play in 2015?
They're both old. So
I mean, it's not that important.
Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers will be oldest pair of playoff starting quarterbacks.
Really? Wow. Look
wow,
at
good call.
that. So you're right. That's a good call on your part. You said Old Bowl.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, now it's officially the Old Bowl.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with that one. They should probably name one of the college bowls the Old Bowl because
There
they
probably
just
is
say
one.
yeah, there probably is that we don't know about being played right now, even though the national championship's on. That shit's so stupid.
Cheez-It Bowl.
You guys good on all your Chiefs Colts talk? You got anything more to say?
Yeah. Let's move on.
Andrew Luck and his beard just gonna keep rolling on forward. Cowboys Rams is the next one
I hope I'm wrong with that pick.
with the Chiefs.
The Chargers is the next one.
No, it's not.
No, Cowboys Rams Saturday.
Play Sunday morning.
8:15. Chargers
Oh,
Sunday
that was the
1
first
o'clock.
game that we predicted. The Colts. I thought that was our second game.
No. It did feel like the second game, right? I thought we only had 2 left. But
Cowboys Rams.
yeah, Cowboys Rams, and like we said before, right, that we have the bet going?
Yeah,
if
we
the,
do.
If the Cowboys win, me and Alex have to wear Dak Prescott jerseys.
Yep. This is something
Which-
that dates back about.
Probably fresh.
Was it after the Saints game? That I said that?
I think it was around that time.
It might have been the week after.
There was some reason that you said the Rams.
Yeah, because you're huge on the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm bought in on the Cowboys, and so I guess I'll start. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys in this game, and once they win, you guys will both be donning Dak Prescott T-shirts
Oh,
at some point.
no.
T-shirts. Okay.
At some point. Well, the budget's a little tight right now.
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
I want an authentic game one jersey, actually.
But yes, that I'm hoping that that's the case, and I do think that it will be the case. I think that this defense will do just enough to make Jared Goff uncomfortable to a little bit of a lesser degree than Chicago did. I don't think that the Rams are going to go out with 6 points, but I think that DeMarcus Lawrence will be able to disrupt them enough. Good linebacker play with Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. I think they'll be able to keep Todd Gurley in check to, as much as anyone can keep Todd Gurley in check. And I'm not really afraid of the Rams' defense right now. They've got big names that have been underwhelming this season, aside from Aaron Donald, who's obviously the Defensive Player of the Year. So he might make a statement on this game, but I'm just gonna keep rolling with the Cowboys. Dak's hot, the team's hot. Keep going.
Yeah. I really don't I don't disagree with a lot of things you said. Last week's episode, we did teams on upset alert, and I picked the Rams. I mentioned that they went 2-2 in their last 4 games, and their only 2 wins were against the Cardinals and the 49ers, which are the 2 worst teams in the NFL. So I think they're a little bit rusty. They're coming off a bye week. They haven't been playing that great. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys as well. I don't look at wearing a Dak Prescott T-shirt as that much of a punishment. I don't mind the player.
It's more for Richard.
I'll wear it.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I'm gonna go out on a limb and pick the
Wow.
Cowboys as well.
I think I'm gonna get one as well.
We should all just wear
I'll
them.
just wear them. You mentioned DeMarcus Lawrence. I think that's a big X factor in this game because Whitworth, I believe he's an All-Pro left tackle, is banged up. I think he's not healthy. He's got a knee injury, and DeMarcus Lawrence is gonna wreak havoc on him, I think, and he's gonna put a lot of pressure on Goff, who's not a good quarterback under pressure, and maybe force him to make some mistakes. Cowboys will possess the ball, run the ball a lot with Ezekiel Elliott, throw it around a little bit with Prescott as much as he can, and try to get Cooper involved. And I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to upset the Rams in this one.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick the Rams because, I mean, if we're going to have this whole Cowboys Dak Prescott thing, then someone has to be against it. So, but I mean, I would have picked them either way. I think I can honestly see the Rams defense stepping up a little bit. They have a lot of veterans on there that have been there before, like Talib, who they only got back not that recently, but in the past like month, right? I mean, obviously they have Donald, they have Sue, who's been not the same player, but he's still been playing well. I think they'll be able to get pressure on Dak, and I think just like the Cowboys will get pressure on Goff, I just think Dak is not as good of a quarterback as Goff is, and I think he'll have a hard time.
Donald's going to be all over him.
All
for
over.
Sure.
And pressure up the middle, I think, is worse than pressure coming from the outside because you can't step up in the pocket and make throws.
The whole pocket collapses.
Yeah, so I think they're going to have trouble with that. If Dak's under pressure, I don't think the offense will do too well, and I just think the Rams are much better overall, and I think they're a better coach team. I think they're a better team. There's a reason they're the second seed, and yeah, they haven't played too well to end the season, but
that's the point Alex was saying off the air, that the Rams have kind of been falling off, and what I'll say
Just
to
said
that
2 minutes ago.
what Alex said on the air about the Rams falling off, but what I think
Why don't you pay attention to it?
I know I've been being silly over here. I think though that, and I said this before, they locked up the division a long time ago, so I don't think that the Rams are really falling off. I just think that they're going to be running into a Dallas team that is clicking on all cylinders right now.
That's what my concern is like what you said about the bye and Dallas being hot. It's kind of the worst time to catch someone.
Yeah. The Rams haven't been in a game that was like very important
in a while.
Which is and even though they might have let up a little bit, they locked up the division a while ago. That can have a negative impact on the team.
Definitely. And moving on.
You
Forgot.
need a second? You want to figure that out?
Good segue there.
Fuck
We're
was
nice
I
and
gonna
crisp.
say?
Matt's just trying to move straight on to this next game.
I can't wait.
I think we should save it for last
I've
just to
been
keep him
waiting
waiting.
for this. What a terrible throw, Tua.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
little
really,
update. Another pick.
I was like, did Tua just like air it out to a Clemson defender?
Yeah, dude, that was insane.
21-16 Clemson.
Tua thought
right
he was
now.
playing for Clemson on that.
Yeah, this has been a great game.
Yeah, it is. The updates we give don't matter because it'll be over.
Yeah.
But
Tua's acting like it was the receiver's fault on that one.
maybe a miscommunication.
Let's take a look.
Bust.
Oh, big time miscommunication.
Well, it was triple coverage. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you should have thrown that.
All right.
Game of the fucking year.
So we got 2 Cowboys, 1 Rams, just to recap that one.
Game of the fucking year.
Matt's been salivating for this matchup.
Oh my god, for months. And just to
What game are you talking about?
Chargers Patriots.
Oh,
that's next week.
So to provide some backstory, Matt went to school at UMass Amherst, surrounded by kids from Boston, a bunch of Patriots fans who gave him hell while
4 years of misery.
the Chargers sucked for the past 5
The
years.
Pats won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. So this is a big one for Matt.
well, before Matt goes, I'd like to hear what Richard has to say about the game. And maybe Alex. I would like to say I'll let the Richard and Alex. Maybe Spencer.
I'll flip the table.
We might be at his house before Matt.
And cut.
We're getting running pretty late here, so
Yeah, we're gonna have to shorten it up. All right, I'll make this quick. Just like the
say what
game,
you gotta
the
say.
game is gonna
Say
be
what
quick.
you gotta say.
There's not much to really talk about.
It's gonna be a quick game.
It's gonna be a quick game. It'll be over by halftime.
Okay.
I've been talking this up so much, dating back to November 25th. A post on my Instagram feed that Riley Morgan, my good friend from school, had commented on, saying, and I said that I am starving for Patriots, and I am. And I've been starving for Patriots because I think that this is the most vulnerable Patriots team that we have probably ever seen. Say what you will, I say this every week, say what you will about Brady and Belichick in the playoffs, and they get it done. But there comes a point in time where you're just running into a team that's better than you at almost every facet of the game, aside from quarterback, but Rivers has played better. Playoffs is a different story, but I just don't think that this Brady playoff monster can just do it year after year after year. I think that they're running into a defense that will be prepared. They can clearly game plan appropriately when they need to. It's a big adjustment from Lamar Jackson to Tom Brady. I'm not going to doubt that. But I I really don't see a way that the Patriots are going to be able to score, 20, 25 points and be able to keep up with a high-powered offense that the Chargers have. And I think it's going to be a bad game for the Patriots.
Well, I think what's going to slow them down is the fact that Gordon's not completely healthy, and he didn't really play that well. I know they were playing the Ravens, great running defense, but he's not healthy. I don't think the Patriots' run defense is that bad. They have some good players there on that D-line. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I definitely think you're being a little ridiculous just counting them out like that.
So do I. Definitely agree.
What are they good at?
They're good at running the ball. They're a top 5 run offense, and the Chargers give up over 100 yards a game. So
What'd they just do to the best run offense in football?
they played well.
They
Lamar
completely
Jackson
shut them
played
down.
very bad. Okay, so that's not something Tom
Can't
Brady's
run the ball
gonna
when
do.
you're losing.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, they have some good backs. They have Sony Michel. They have James White. So you can't just count those guys out completely. If they can get the running game going, that's going to make it a lot easier for a struggling Tom Brady. I think they're going to certainly put up points on this defense. It's a good defense. It's not anything great. And this game is in Foxborough. The weather's supposed to be shitty. This is an LA team that's used to playing out there in the nice sun, and it might be a little snowy. It might be a sloppy game.
5-3
Something the Patriots aren't. Something the Patriots are used to doing, and I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I don't see them not making it to the AFC Championship.
Do you just think their offense isn't good?
Yes.
Top 5 offense.
Gronk will do absolutely nothing with those deep defensive backs all over him.
That's probably true. He
Adrian
hasn't done
Phillips,
anything.
they're
He
all
hasn't
same.
done anything all year, though, and they're still a
Okay.
top 5 offense, at least statistically. I guess, maybe watching the team, the eye test, there's been some bumps in the road, but you don't have top 5 in yards and top 5 in points for being
When
bad.
you play in the AFC East, you tend to have top.
Dude, there's
good
bad
stats.
divisions all the time, everywhere.
Right.
Like,
And
why
that's
does
how
that
you
matter?
pad stats. When you play
What,
bad
has he been
teams
padding
6 times
stats
a year.
his entire career,
You're
winning
the-
Super
you-
Bowls?
you
Like,
always
No,
say
but now
that.
his stats are not good, and they're
he threw
still
29 touchdowns, 11
They
picks,
beat the
That's a
Chiefs.
bad
4,300
year for him.
4,300
They beat
yards.
the Chiefs. They beat the Texans early in the season. They beat the Colts. No, they have good wins.
And they have bad losses.
They've played
They do have.
They've
bad
played
losses.
4. They've beaten 4 teams that made the playoffs. this
They
year.
lost to 5
They beat
teams
the-
that didn't make the playoffs.
Still, they beat the teams that were great.
I
They're
just
just
They
hot
beat the
and cold.
Bears, the Chiefs.
I don't think it's impossible that the Chargers win, but you just completely counting out the Patriots is a little concerning. I think it might come back to bite you.
If they weren't the Patriots, this would not even be a question.
But they are.
If there was a different logo, it would not make a difference.
It's
Look at
Tom
the
Brady
rosters.
and it's
Look
Bill
at the
Belichick.
talent of the rosters. It's not
That's not always
comparable.
what-
It doesn't matter.
That's
It's
not
really
always
not
what.
close.
Okay, that's not always what determines who wins playoff football games.
I am in one of these pick paradoxes because I picked the Chargers to make it to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to say the Chargers are going to win.
You'll both be wrong.
I want to pick the Patriots, and I totally agree with Alex that just discounting them like that is so ridiculous. Like, I don't know how you.
We
could-
shouldn't have done Super Bowl predictions.
No, we shouldn't have. But it's too late now, and we're stuck with it, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah, we gotta stick with it.
But I mean, Matt is right. The Chargers are more talented, and it's
I
not
agree
like
with that.
it's not like they're led by a young quarterback who's going to make a lot of mistakes and get nervous playing the Patriots and get nervous in the playoffs. I mean, he hasn't had that much success in the playoffs, but I still think he's been around long enough that he's not going to be the reason they lose. And
Rivers?
yeah, and what are
It
they?
might be.
What are they? 7-1 on the road.
They're 7-1, yeah, 8-1 with the Baltimore game.
Okay,
That's
yeah. So
impressive.
they're a great road team. The Patriots are not as good as they were in the past. I think the Chargers are just rolling better at this point in time. But I mean, I'm nervous. Like, just from a picking standpoint, like I'm not very confident in taking the Chargers because, I mean, it's New England. I know that's not much to go off of, just like
That's
past
all
years.
that there is to
But
go
that's
off
what
of.
it is, though. Like that's what they do.
It's
They,
literally all that there is to. And no, that's not what they do. Okay, because this is what I said. The Patriots, this whole thing with counting the Patriots out, nobody counts the Patriots out in the playoffs. They go into the offseason and they say, oh, Brady looks like he might be done. It's time to, the AFC's wide open. And then Brady comes out, gets an MVP like he did last season. They go right to the Super Bowl. They dominate the whole season. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, they're still the Patriots. Now we've seen a full season of them being mediocre, being average.
They're the 2 seed in the AFC. They're a game out of being the 1 seed.
How are they mediocre?
Mediocre? They're the 2
We've
seed.
seen it. Have you seen Brady play mediocre?
Yes. No, I understand
So
that way of thinking, but not much has changed from last season to this season.
Yes, there had. He was MVP last season, and he didn't
He's
even
not
throw
going to be
30
the
touchdowns.
MVP every year.
I don't think if the Patriots make it to the AFC Championship game and they play the Colts or the Chiefs, I think they lose that game. I think they can beat the Chargers.
It's not counting out the Patriots because of the same old narratives that Brady's old, they're running out, whatever. It's because we're seeing it happen. You're actually seeing it happen. That he's lost a step and he can't.
Okay, maybe
hit
he's
them
lost a
down
step,
low.
and maybe they won't win the Super Bowl this year, but I think they'll beat the Chargers this week.
Okay, we'll see.
It's gonna
34-13.
There's a lot on the-
34-13.
30. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
That's
think.
just
I
not gonna
honestly.
happen.
How
I
are
don't
they
think
stopping?
that's possible. I don't even think that there's no shot that the Patriots get blown out.
Why?
There's just none. They're
It's
too
just not
well
gonna
coached of a team. If that matters. Like
Their defense.
people behind the everything will make
This
sure
is-
that
this
doesn't
is
happen.
the-
Bill Belichick, man.
This is the Patriots Olympus has fallen game. They're done.
We'll see.
Okay.
Also,
I
in
couldn't be
2016,
happier to witness
in
it.
2016, he threw 28 touchdowns. Brady.
So
So why didn't he fall off then when he didn't throw 30?
what do you mean?
His stats.
You were saying he
his
didn't even
stats
throw
this
30
season and
touchdowns.
last season are almost identical.
He threw way more picks, but not way more. 3 more picks and he
I
threw 3 more
test.
touchdowns
I
last year.
test. I see him play
Not that big of a
shittily.
change.
He really hasn't fallen off at all.
No, he has played worse.
He had a bad stretch of games for sure.
He's still a good quarterback.
He's still Tom Brady. And
It's
he's
not
still
like-
it's
it's
not
not
like
like
Peyton
Peyton
Manning.
Manning, right?
Yeah.
Jinx.
Definitely not.
No, I don't think that. I don't think he's the Peyton Manning.
That's for life.
You want in on that?
No.
All right, let's go on. Let's move on because I'm gonna punch Matt in the face.
No, do it. Let's get
I
it on camera.
I cannot. wait.
Let's spice up the memo
I'm
here.
not watching this game with you guys at all.
Come on.
No. I'm
This kid.
I'm
I don't
not
think I
leaving.
want to see you burst into
I'm
tears.
not
when the-
leaving
Yeah.
my room.
I
I was
mean-
miserable watching that game with you guys this past weekend.
Why?
Why they were winning the
Yeah,
entire
they won. They
I
did not.
can't.
They had the lead the entire
I
game.
need to be alone.
Can I come into your room and watch?
Absolutely not. Maggie's not allowed in. Nobody's allowed in. I'm kicking my parents out of the fucking house.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a ladder and climb up to your window, and right when the game is about to end, I'm gonna knock on it and be like, "I was here."
Yeah.
You're not gonna know.
I'd
You're
throw
also
you off
picking the
roof.
Chargers.
That doesn't mean I want them
All
to
right,
win.
let's move on.
That doesn't mean I want them to win the game.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the last game,
game.
Saints Eagles. I think the Saints are gonna dominate the Eagles. The magic is done.
You haven't learned your lesson?
I'm just gonna say it every week until it happens, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Wow."
It's like, wow,
What a
they
hater.
went back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Wow.
Yeah, that would suck. All right, if I get over 7, the Eagles will win.
7.
Oh, push. I don't know what that means. That's some betting term. But no, I mean, do you guys really think the Eagles have a chance here?
No,
I definitely don't. Matt,
I think they have a chance.
do you really see them pulling
I just
it
think
off?
if you're giving Phillip Rivers time in the pocket and he'll be able to go to these different weapons, easy money.
Philip Rivers.
That was the joke, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was making a talk about the Chargers still joke. Fell flat with the audience.
Yeah, it
You-
wasn't, it wasn't
I
a
got-
good joke.
Come on. All right. Anyway, I'm taking the
Why are you
Saints.
pulling up pictures of people? What, you never seen Nick Foles before?
Matt had to make sure he knew who Nick Foles was.
No, because you rolled the 7. I thought he might have been number 7.
That would have been cool.
That would have been a sign.
Well,
That would have been
if you
something.
kept up with the NFL, you might know that he's number 9.
Did you know that he was number 9?
I knew he was number 9.
Yeah.
What number is Carson Wentz?
11.
11.
I thought he was 12.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. What number is Phillip Rivers?
Goat.
Um,
Just his goat on the back
yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
jersey.
I guess I can't say they have no chance, but the Saints are just 1,000 times better than the Bears, in my opinion. Maybe not 1,000 times better, but they're easily the best team in the NFC right now.
I think
And
I think they're the best team in the NFL. That defense has been absolutely incredible. What? The defense has been incredible from like week 4 on. The offense is obviously Kamara, Ingram, Breeze, Thomas, all these players, high-powered. The Eagles just don't have as much talent as this team, and I think the magic will run out this week.
I don't even know if it'll be just the Magic. I think just the Saints will just pound them. Nah, it might not be a domino. First of all, why is the Eagles' defense good? Isn't everybody hurt? Is that still... Didn't they lose like 4 of their top secondary players?
I'm not sure if they're back or not.
I probably should know that.
Yeah, we probably
but
should know that. But
I mean, but they were even playing all right when they went down. There was like one game right after the 4th guy went down and they...
Dak threw 4.
You know why?
Yeah, that was what happened.
You know why?
Why?
Because they look at Foles, and they
Superpowers.
they touch him before the game. They say, "Let's go, Nick," and then they get fucking magic running through their veins.
And he plays average.
I mean, yeah, he plays average, but the rest of the team somehow pulls it off. Do we have 3 Saints right now? Matt, did you even give an opinion, or were you just looking up Phillip Rivers and Nick
I was
Foles?
fantasizing about my
Who are you
AFC
gonna pick,
Championship hosting game. I'm taking the Saints. I don't really have much to say aside from what you guys have already said. The Saints are just better. Foles can only do so much.
Yeah, how much can we really talk about this one?
It's going to be tough, and it's going to be sad.
It's going to end up being like the shootout of the century, greatest game ever. Spend no time talking about
Eagles
it.
win 45-44.
Yeah. Opposite, not that. Again, the Saints lose on a miracle play.
If the game was in Philly, I might have a different opinion, but I'm rolling with the Saints.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's playing in New Orleans. I think that's definitely the
New Orleans.
We also all put the Saints in the Super Bowl, so
yeah.
Those Super Bowl picks.
But I mean, at least they have an easy path at the moment. But we'll see. Is that does that conclude the memo this week?
Does.
I think we learned a lot about each other.
Good sode.
Good
I'm
sode.
glad
I
you
had
guys
fun.
got to see us horse around a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. We should do that more often.
Yeah.
I want to get a mic because Villani's been talking off camera a lot, and I'm telling you right now, you don't hear it that much in the episodes because you've talked before and it doesn't get picked up that much. I'd like people to know what you're saying.
I would like for people to know what I'm saying too. I
This
would
is
like
our
to.
wonderful producer, Mike Villani.
Yes.
I just really want to thank everyone for doing their best here at the Memo tonight.
Who's your Super Bowl pick?
My Super Bowl pick?
Yeah, who you got?
Shoot. Okay, so well, the fact that Bortles is just all over the place, it makes it really tough to just. And then you got James Harden playing basketball. It sucks.
Apparently, I actually just got an update that's weird that he sent Jamal Murray crashing to the floor with a behind-the-back dribble.
You're kidding.
So you look at you,
I
intuitiveness.
I don't see why I'm not in seed 4.
We gotta get a mic number 4.
Yeah, I can lob up.
We should do that in the future.
I can just lob.
Better than whoever was at seed number 4.
Oh.
And that's it.
So we'll see how those picks went. You know who's gonna be right. So if you're betting, look at this guy. I don't know anything about spreads though, so go with what is that money line when you go straight up. So do that with my picks. Thanks for tuning in, Alex and Matt. You have any last words? I feel like I don't give you guys enough last words. I think you should.
We're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
It's your show.
Thanks, man. I think
it's
it's
Richard's world, and we're all living in it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Whole pack of cigarettes.
No. All right.
Can I
So
stop it?
yeah, you can stop it.